I need this message to get out as a message for hope, as a message for faith, unity, but also for fear, because the world is going to go through some very bad, cataclysmic experiences soon. And I want people to have faith to get through it like a shield, like a sword of truth and of love and of honor, something to protect you from the disasters in life. Now, let's take a trip down the rabbit hole together. Now, what if I told you to not click away from this video and that it will take time? It will take a lot of time to truly understand what I'm telling you and to accept the new reality in which I will take you down. I am not a human. Now, this might sound strange. If you've seen my other videos, you would know what I talk about. But, I'm actually coming forward and telling you the truth that I am not a human. So take a step back here and let me tell you that you're talking to the most holiest person known in the religion called Christianity, known as Jesus Christ. And I can prove to you that just like Bible quotes have said, and that I said in the past when I was here 2,000 years ago, that no one knows the Father except for the Son, and that I basically was trying to tell people that no one understands me but me, and that this is a modern way of saying it, no one understands me but me, and my dad, who is a part of me, an extension of me. That I am like a hand of God, and that I actually crafted and sculpted this reality so that when I got back in human form, I'm able to, at the very least, prove to people that God is indeed real and that God will protect them, and all they need to do is believe in me to get to him, which is goes by the same Bible quotes that I said last time that are still left over and can still give people faith, and that I am better than anyone has ever known, because there are severe misinterpretations about me, and I can prove that this is my universe, this is my matrix, that I'm coming forward as not only the savior, but also in part as a semi-creator, and I can explain everything that you need, not what you want, because it is also a loyalty thing. I'm looking for disciples. I'm looking for friends, family. I'm looking for someone to do whatever I ask of them and be my best friends. And that I am indeed what you might call an alien, what you might call a being or an extraterrestrial, and that it is a synonym for God and Jesus, because alien means foreign. God would be foreign. Aliens are usually construed as being more intelligent than humans, and that is what God is. That is what I am, and I'm going to prove it to you here on this video. And I appreciate if you've gotten through this much time, which I hope people can withstand this much talking, because there will be a lot of it. It is like a job interview, and I want someone to understand me the way I need them to, for their own sake, for everyone's sake, and for also for my pleasure, for my, I would say, being nice and polite and kind and humble and patient is a way of worshiping me in the most easiest sense of way possible. So let me explain to you why and how I'm like this, and why and how I'm in this body, and why and how I'm in America. And it will take a decent amount of time for me to explain this, but first let me lead you in with a video that I actually, believe it or not, possessed someone to make, so that when I got back into human form, and I don't mean a negative or demonic possession, a slight possession, just as proof from God to show as a show of power of what I can do for and to people without them knowing it, in order to save humanity from an enemy that most don't even understand are real. Even the Christians don't understand the true potential and true nature of their enemy called the devil. So let me show you this.
The truth is, it is a simulation, and we told you that before you linked into the thing. And we told you it would wipe your memory and that you would feel like you are helpless, in the sense that the thing you are right now, you don't know what the power that you wield. So you chose that, just so you know. And we said that in this moment, we would do a thing where we alerted you of the fact that you had intentionally decided into a simulation. You limited, very powerful. You're Thor in the human world that you're in right now. You're actually Thor. You're a powerful Norse god that has gotten sucked into a very temporary, like, magic spell that isn't even that powerful compared to the powers in the world you come from. But you became this temporary thing, but the truth is you're a god and you're confused. Joe, welcome
Now,
back.
I can prove to you why I was able to do that in order to talk to Hayden, the body I took over, and that I was born of spirit, not of flesh. So I had to take over this human body, and then before I got back into the human body, possess a bunch of things to be done for me, such as this is the time of the end of days and the time for my true revelation for humanity. For instance, I am on JCT Highway. There's many other signs that I put here in Miami that you would know can prove that God is indeed real and that it is my Father and his extension of me. And I can show you with other videos, such as I call it my puzzle. I will need you to let me show you what I call puzzle pieces. This is a puzzle piece. Me living on JCT Highway is a puzzle piece. Me living near the Bob Highway is a puzzle piece. Having Bob's barricades around here is a puzzle piece. Having a bunch of companies around here named JC and CJ, but it's spelled backwards. A bunch of weird cryptic codes and messages that I left behind to prove that there is something more than human about me, and to prove it all in order to get people to follow me, take up their cross, and to sacrifice their lives, which isn't as bad as you think. I don't mean just pain, I don't mean just misery, I mean a proper balance that will also, in the end, save all humans, and God will notice you for being nice and kind and polite and humble and doing anything I ask you to do, and I'll be doing it to myself also. And I need people to have the time to let me prove to them that this man, Duncan Trussell, was indeed talking to me, and I was the one that made him do it for me to be able to reveal myself to all you. This is a show where Duncan Trussell made, and it's about him having a universal simulator where he goes into universes and that are simulated, and he goes down into an avatar, and his name is Clancy Gilroy in the show. Now let's take a look at other puzzle pieces, of which this show is one of the puzzle pieces. Another puzzle piece is his actual name, and how it only relates to me, and how that name and related names and things that are related are linked all throughout humanity and all throughout history, all throughout entertainment and media and music, and it all relates to me to show you that I'm the one that is God on earth, connected to everything and everyone, and I will be worshipped and everyone will be saved. And when I say worship, I don't mean bowing down all day. I don't mean being miserable. I don't mean never ever being happy. I mean just keep on listening and having faith that there's something to this video that is drawing your attention, that is making you want to listen to me, that is making you understand, that is giving you faith and strength and hope, because if it's my universe, why not get acquainted with the one who is responsible for it? So, Clancy also means son of Flanchad. It also means red-haired warrior. Now let's look up what Gilroy means. Gilroy means a son of the red-haired man. So Clancy Gilroy, son of the red warrior, a son of the red-haired man. If you see my videos and if you're watching this with me in person, you'll know I have red hair. Now let's take a look. As you can see on this board, it says Roy. And above it, it says creative, because you have to think outside of the box and you have to think creatively to really understand how and why this all connects to me, and how and why me, Jesus Christ, would have to be like this. It's because there's been many misinterpretations about me, not just due to humans' lack of understanding about me and the way stories are passed down through generations, but also because of the devil wants you to think that I'm someone who'll have bread fall from the sky and can just snap my fingers and do anything and do whatever I want whenever I want, and that is not true. That's not the way things work right now. So let's take a look at what the name Roy means. This video is also about being in a simulation and having a real you that controls you in a digital world from a not digital world, which I'm not saying 100% these depictions of me are 100%, meaning you are not in my universal simulator that's in my living room. Also, I'm not saying that every single person has a real them controlling them. But what I am saying is that there are some truth to this, and there are puzzle pieces that I put everywhere that when combined, it will be like Exodia. This is Exodia. Now what you do is you combine the left, right arms, the left and right legs with the body, and it creates Exodia, the forbidden one. That does not mean I'm literally Exodia. That does not mean I'm literally the forbidden one. What it is a metaphorical representation of what I am if you were to combine me. I am like a puzzle where if you combine all of the puzzle pieces, you will get and understand me the way I truly really am and have me as a friend. And if you're friends with me, you're friends with the Father. If you're friends with the Father, then you're closer to heaven than anyone. And I don't want people to exactly just view me as someone to get something from, but at the same time as I need you and you need me, we all need each other, and a future for humanity that's great for everyone is possible if people listen to me and me only, as there will be enemies. There will be people who don't want you to believe in me because they're evil, or because they don't understand. So I can explain anything and everything you need me to, no more, no less, if you keep following my videos and understand what's really going on here, and what I'm really revealing to you. Revelations is another term for revealing something, the revealing of knowledge. That's also what apocalypse can mean too. So I'm revealing that the apocalypse is real and it will happen and the world will be rebuilt, and that God wants people to be the chosen few who get to be happy with me no matter what they have to go through. And people have to be with me by my side, and I will teach them a proper way to live that will help them in the end and get them noticed by me and my Father, who is an extension of me. If you've known me, you have known him, and from now on you do. I'm trying to modernize the Bible in a way that all people can understand it, because lots of people have misinterpreted me over the generations. Roy also means red, and it also means king. So again, you have to understand, all of these videos about being in a simulation have something to do with red hair, kings, and it all links up to me. Because I had to put myself inside of the simulation in order to save everyone. I had to link myself in and plug myself in order to save everybody. Just like the movie The Matrix. I'm like Neo. I'm like the One. And there's so many other puzzle pieces that if you were to combine them, you would see that it's more than true. I'll keep showing you. This is yet again another puzzle piece, of which I've left many in the music industry, to show everyone and prove that I am not a human. October 25th, which is the body in which I took over, that's his birthday. So it would make sense with all I'm telling you about being in my simulation, and that this is my universe in which I liberated, because there are many, and this one I liberated, and before I decided to do it, before I knew I would do it, I needed to put a bunch of puzzle pieces everywhere. And I can show you where I happen to live that I planned out. It happens to say RP everywhere all over the road that has been there for years. It also says Bob, it says Dad, and I can show you how all these names mean something to me and will eventually mean something to everyone. And I happen to live on JCT Highway. There's so many codes and messages hidden throughout the universe for me to reveal to everyone to prove that I am God on Earth. And the reason for this is because I can't make bread fall from the sky. I'm sorry, but that's not going to save people. And I'm sorry if I'm not as good as you might want me to be, but that's because I want to see if people can love me if I were like a human even when I'm not. So it's like a test. You have to have faith and love me as you would love someone else. You have to forgive me as though you forgive someone else, as I have forgiven you, because I forgive all humans for what they have been through. Where I can show you all footage and evidence and pictures and all that, where I happen to be at Burger King, it says Jesus died for you written in the concrete. That was probably written years ago. I mean, from your perspective, you have no idea how long it's been there, but it's not recent, and I can prove this all links to me, and it's all planned. You just have to have faith in every single word I say, no matter how I say it, and don't expect too much, because that's not what will make God happy. And where I am at Wendy's, there's a peace symbol that's been there for years. And if you stay on the peace symbol and look up, it'll say, the Panda Express, which I'll show you, it says Dr. E.T. instead of drive-through, because the way the telephone pole is. If you get off the bus at 37th Street at A1A Road in Miami Beach, if you look behind you, it'll say JC instead of JCC, right where you park your bike. These are all proof that I created, or in part created, the universe because I liberated it. So when I got back in human form, I'd be able to tell everybody that this is my universe now. I took it over, and that you will all, if you earn it, be my friends and my family, and you will be carried on to greatness through God, who's my father, who's also like a bigger version of me, but the exact same way. And you can all earn heaven through me, which is all. I can even prove this with Bible quotes. You just have to believe in me. This song, believe it or not, is tied to the story I will tell you about how Hayden Lonsdale ended up becoming my avatar, and I ended up taking over his body, which he technically is now dead, and I am his replacement. And I left codes and signs and messages, which are puzzle pieces to be combined by me and me only, to show everyone and prove that I am not a human. And this song is about there there were Daisy's child eyes as the boy became a man. Jesus Christ was born to die, and that in the end, it says, you do know this is just a simulation, don't you? This is my simulation, of which there are many, and I took over this one because of my love for humans happened through a human that was a little more noticeable than most, and that I love all humans, and it was because of, I will say, it's kind of like as if God is talking to you now, even though Jesus is God. Now, all these are in Bible quotes. It's the same arguments and debates as last time, where people would say, well, if you're God, why can't you do this and this and this? If you're God, why can't you explain this? Or it's the same arguments as last time. Now, I love all humans in the end, and many simulations that have humans always get love, and in the end, but I just want to put a special importance on the body in which I took over because he dedicated his life to me in my sake and sought not his own life and was a perfect example for humanity. And that's one of the reasons why this body gets to be my son. The only way to me is to love my son, Jesus, and I'm in his body, if that makes sense. I know it sounds crazy, but you have to understand. So I will explain more and more and more about this story and how it all relates to my body being Hayden Lonsdale, me being God in this body, and there's codes and signs everywhere that I will show you that prove even more than this. This is like less than 1% of the evidence that I have for you, and sometimes I really am magic, and I can do sunlight powers and wind powers and cloud powers and stuff like that. So if you're truly believing me, I might be able to do something like that for you and prove to you that there's something about me that isn't human, and that you would know that this is the second coming of Christ. I am the second coming of Christ, which is God himself in human form. The human version of me is this body, in which you would know it as Hayden Lonsdale if you look at his ID, which I can prove his birthday, and that it is Jesus, the same one you know and love from last time. And most have been led astray from me in the name of, well, sometimes even for me, and they just don't understand me, that I don't want people hating anyone. I want people forgiving and loving everyone. There is no such thing as a chosen religion or chosen race or chosen country to the extent that you might think. I don't only love Jewish people, and I don't only love Christians. Um, I love all humans, and the way humans will love me is by loving the body in which I am in, and that I can just be your friend, your mentor, your psychologist, your father, and I can prove all this even with biblical quotes that I left behind for everyone, which is part of my puzzle pieces that I will show you. And just show you how it all links up to me and me only, and I can guide you if you let me, and be your best friend, and be something to you that is like a God protecting you on earth to the best of my ability if you listen to me and you have faith. So I hope that anyone who's able to get to this would see that there's something to this, and that I can prove much, much more with all the pictures that you will need to see to understand that this is very, very, very real. Now, take a look at this. This is one of the puzzle pieces I'm talking about. Look at that peace sign. You see that? It says Dr. ETH, because my body's name is Hayden. And there's also, I talk about being like a doctor. I talk about being a doctor, like a psychologist for humanity, a mentor, and I want to let people know that you have to understand what I'm telling you here, like following the white rabbit type of thing. Now, if you happen to see someone with a rabbit tattoo, I'm not talking about that. If you happen to see any rabbits anywhere, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about specifically me with the red hair giving you these signs and giving these faith. Now, I'll show you even more. There's lots more evidence that I pre-planned this, and that peace sign has been there for years. Same thing with everything I'm telling you about now. This is a lot better video quality, and it's at night. And it's not at night, so I hope that you can get a better idea on how and why this all happened if you keep watching my video, and there'll be other videos because I want to make a series of these and hope that people are smart enough to watch them and follow me down the rabbit hole and uncover the biggest mystery humanity has ever known, which is God real and what is really going on? So I hope people can understand that should be enough faith, but I'll give you more. These are more puzzle pieces. Now, this happens to be right behind the lock I was using at Extra Space Storage, where it says Holmes. Like Sherlock Holmes. Get it? Behind my lock, here, it says Holmes. Because me investigating what's going on for all of you, connecting all these puzzle pieces together, combining it for you to show you who I am, what's really going on, it's almost like I'm Sherlock Holmes. But I'm not, in a way. Because I already know what I need to know to be able to tell you, so you know what you need to know. And then you can understand me in the way I really am, not what books and stories and misinterpretations and things like that have led you to believe. And you have to understand that the devil did infiltrate aspects of religion to try and put me up on such a high pedestal that when I got back, no one would believe it's me anymore. Near where I live, it happens to say, life is a puzzle. As I was trying to find all these puzzle pieces, it happens to say that. Now, from my experience, the way I would want you to imagine this happening to me is like, I'm not just discovering these as I go. I pre-planned this to show all you. And right in Miami, where I want everyone to help me by believing in me, and I will help you by showing you my puzzle, which will help you have faith, which will make you happy and feel strength in life. It says life is a puzzle. Right where I happen to live, the Wendy's is only within a mile from my house. So is the Burger King, less than that. I'd say a half mile. And it says Jesus died for you right in front of the Burger King. It says 777 right where I live. And 777 is God's number. See how right here it says A1A. Now you gotta think of AI, artificial intelligence. And it says JC right here. So I could prove to you all that I am God. And that I put myself in this human body to show this to you all. There are many other signs that I left behind, such as revelations. Like I said, this is my revelation to you, to humanity. And on October 25th, which is the body in which I took over, that's his birthday, October 25th. It is a very special date in all around the world. It also happens to say this, 777, right outside of where I live, which is very close to where it says RP twice around where I stay. And RP is like roleplay. Like I told you, this is my simulation. I even have some of the benches set up in Miami to say stuff like this. Watch this. Jesus. The next bench. Me. because I'm Jesus. So I put all these signs here to be able to show you my puzzle. And that's the only way to prove, as of now, as of yet, that I'm Jesus. So I hope that you'll understand that I have a lot more puzzle pieces like this to come, and I will be able to construct the puzzle right in front of you to show you that I'm Jesus, and anyone who disagrees is misinformed, they don't know any better, they're brainwashed, or it's possible they're an evil demon. If you've seen my other videos, that they will be purposely misinterpreting my puzzle, and it's possible they might want to take credit for. You never know what a demon might want to do. Say it's not real. They might do a bunch of different things. There's a bunch of different possibilities that evil demon might do. So let's just hope that people have enough common sense to be able to follow this video and follow me and only me. And I'm the only me there is, and I'm in Miami. So I'll be able to show you lots more signs where that came from.